Whoa, 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 whoa! Before you leave a hate comment, let me say something real quick. I also think Gordon is trans.
Portalpilled is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Hi there, I'm portalpilled and I love Portal, but I also love Half-Life. Barney Calhoun is a character I've grown to just love recently. Although Gordon is still my favorite, I find myself getting very emotional over Barney from time to time. So, let's do a recap. Who's Barney Calhoun? Why do I think he's gay? And why is he my Google profile picture? So many questions to be asked. In short, Barney is a companion character that allies with Gordon Freeman in Half-Life 2, a former security guard now turned resistance leader working undercover as a civil protection officer. In long, let's talk about what that means. But before I get into that, we need to briefly talk about analysis versus theories versus headcanons. Now you notice I'm calling this an analysis of text, not a theory, simply because it's a personalized interpretation of things we see in the games. Now of course, this analysis can be criticized, but I'm not trying to prove an undeniable truth. I'm just trying to explain a reading. Unlike a theory where that is an attempt to prove a truth that can be debunked with alternative evidence, an analysis can coexist with another analysis that completely contradicts it. So why is this an analysis and not a headcanon? Well, a headcanon doesn't need the text to be considered, whereas an analysis is always accompanied by a reading of the text. That preamble aside just to say, it's okay if you disagree. I'm not saying you're wrong and I'm right, I'm just pointing out a fun reading of a series that I really like. Now, what does Barney represent in Half-Life 2? Barney, in my opinion, represents humanity, as he is the character we see who is leading the resistance and protecting citizens in every way he can. He's kinda like a symbol of justice, humanity, and civil rights. Hell, even in the Half-Life 2 hint book, it refers to him as a freedom fighter. But of course, this is not where Barney started out as a character. Barney's origins actually date back to everyone's favorite game, Half-Life Blue Shift. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Calm down! Look, I know Blue Shift is not the best of the bunch here in regards to video games, but it's kind of important for this read. This is where I start explaining why I think he's queer, or at least his relationship with Gordon can be read as homoromantic. So just stick with me for this, okay? Blue Shift is an unfinished game that was initially set on being released for the Dreamcast but was cancelled. A port for what they have finished in Blue Shift was created, but in comparison to its companion expansion pack Opposing Force, it was shorter, unfinished, and didn't have much of a directive. But, as all art is, we can always take it for what it's presented to us. So, what is presented to us? In Blue Shift, you will hear a lot of references to Gordon, using that as an anchor to tell when this game is taking place in relation to Half-Life. But, notably, we can also interpret this as Gordon having a significant role in Barney's life, this being why allusions to Gordon are frequent. Of course, in Half-Life 2 it is mentioned that Barney and Gordon are close, but even back here in Blue Shift we can glean a connection. This is a little side tangent about Opposing Force, but they use the same trick with references to Gordon, except no matter which way you interpret it, it is to always characterize Adrian's feelings on Gordon as a character, be it that he admires Gordon's willpower to do the right thing, or he's still trying to hunt down the Freeman, but he keeps escaping his grasp. So, being interpreters of art, we can do the same for Blue Shift. The most important one of these references to Gordon is in the final scene of Blue Shift where Barney is suffering teleportation issues, causing him to teleport all over the place, and the final thing he sees before escaping Black Mesa is Gordon being knocked out and taken to his presumable death.
Taking this Freeman guy. Topside for questioning. What the hell for? We got him. Let's kill him now. And if they find the body? Body? What body?
Now, of course, we aren't Barney, and we know that Gordon doesn't die here. But, from Barney's perspective, that is Barney's best friend who had been hearing about the entire game, knowing he was surviving through pure strength and willpower, about to die, being unable to prevent it. Barney's mission in Blue Shift, behind protecting the equipment in Black Mesa, is to ensure the welfare of the research personnel, with his personal safety being a low priority. As we all know, Gordon Freeman is definitely a research personnel. In the game, Barney's able to save the scientists he comes across. All of them except for Gordon. Gordon, in a sense, being the one who got away, the one he just couldn't save. And that's how the game ends. He leaves Black Mesa, never to hear from Gordon again. Well, not until Half-Life 2.
About that beer I owed you.
In Half-Life 2, the first scene that takes place is Barney saving Gordon Freeman from being sent off to Nova Prospect. Now, the G-Man definitely put Gordon in this exact spot for a reason, knowing that out of everyone, Barney would recognize Gordon and be able to save him. In a way, it's a cute little parallel to Barney being unable to save Gordon back in Black Mesa, a redemption for him, if you will. Of course, Barney's excited to see Gordon, everyone is, But the next notable thing about Barney's interactions with Gordon is when Gordon is suffering teleportation issues. Sound familiar? That's right, same shit happened in Blue Shift with Barney, but what's interesting is that this was the last time Barney saw Gordon thinking he was dead. So, in this scene, who's the most freaked out over Gordon having issues with the teleporter? Barney is. Cause this is how he lost Gordon the last time. He just got him back after all. Even going on to say he's going to get him out of there himself. Now you may not be convinced that this is queer yet, and I understand that. Hell, this could just be two close buds. One just so happens to have made it his life mission to saving the other, but hey. Just close buds. This is where we start gathering the small bits and pieces of evidence that make it feel like that, at least from Barney's side of things, there's something queer going on here. So after he's safe and out of the teleporter, Barney hands Gordon his old crowbar from 20 years ago. Why does he have that? No, seriously, why does he have that? Why would he hold on to that for 20 years? None of the other cast who were friends with Gordon held on to something like that, something as seemingly meaningless as a crowbar. Clearly it had some sort of sentimental value to Barney. Same with in episode 1 where he hands you another crowbar, saying he's running out of them. This crowbar he hands Gordon here could possibly be Barney's crowbar from the end of Blue Shift. Hell, even if it wasn't, Barney is the one to remember and keep in his memory Gordon's preference for the crowbar. But hey! Just friendly banter! It's not like they were sneaking off in events with each other. Wait.
I've heard stories about you and air ducts. Dr. Kleiner says whenever he locked himself out of his office, you and Barney used to compete to see who could get in fastest without using a key.
Oh, what the hell? Racing into an office together through hidden vents to go gather keys? Come on, guys, come on. Look, I'm really trying to say that they aren't gay. But guys, look, Barney, ex-Gordon, deniers, nation, we'll stay strong. We'll just keep looking on, we'll just keep closing our eyes. We'll stay strong, we got this, boys. Remove voice lines where he's flirting with Gordon! Ugh. Okay, so this is a little side tangent in regards to remove voice lines. Me and my girlfriend went looking for these because I knew they were out there, and we had a really fun day together messing around. Eventually, I was able to figure out where the specific remove voice line was, recovered it along with the other remove voice lines, and I was able to put the line in its proper context to make sure it wasn't somehow misconstrued. But nope! It's just like that! Barney outright flirting with Gordon. This line,
You're in pretty good shape for a man of science.
was recovered from the League 2003 version of Half-Life 2. This would have played in a scene where Barney was your ally and you're with other Resistance members in a street battle. These removed voice lines are, well, more tender in delivery, I'd say. I guess that's subjective, but this whole video is subjective, so let me have this. Listen to some of these.
I don't like the looks of this. Just like old times, eh, Gordon? I have a bad feeling about this.
There's something about these lines that are just less energetic than what we got in the final version. I guess I'm rambling, but what I'm getting at is these lines are cute. And that was a side tangent, really. Anyway, so now we are going to get a little more artsy. Bring out the color theory! Yeah! So Gordon is notably orange and Barney is blue, a classic color combo, especially for Valve. This contrast can be seen in their personalities as well. Whereas Barney is generally pretty more warm and inviting, Gordon being completely silent throughout the series is a strong contrast to that, coming off as cold and harsh. Where Barney is a security officer, Gordon is a scientist. Where Barney is more emotional, Gordon is sharper. But why bring this up? Oh, so they go together. That's just good character writing, I hear you saying. And that's true, but my main reason I bring this up is in regards to what we talked about earlier. Barney represents humanity, a symbol of what it means to be human. But what does Gordon represent? Throughout Half-Life 2, Gordon is often seen as almost like a godlike figure, a legend, a prophecy. He, after all, is the one free man. His ability to do the humanly impossible is what makes him this figure. But what does it take to become a god? Well, I'd argue a loss of humanity. Gordon's lack of communication in inhuman ways are, well, inhuman. I'd argue that he lost his connection to humanity during the events of Half-Life 1, as implied that before he was no nonsense, he would be doing silly shit like a human would. Racing through vents, So who else did Gordon lose when he went through the events of Half-Life 1? His best friend, Barney. Barney, who is a symbol for humanity. Do you see what I'm implying here? Gordon and Barney fundamentally go together. What is a god if there's no man to compare him to? What is Barney if there's no Gordon? Notice how in every instance of Barney's characterization, it all boils down to the actions of Gordon Freeman. Barney, as a character, from a writing perspective, is in a romance with Gordon. Now it's up for you to decide how you interpret the word romance here, be it in the they are dating way, or in the more artistic they are bonded way. I think what I'm trying to explain here is that seeing characters' relationships as more than just they are dating is very important in regards to media literacy. While I call Gordon and Barney a romance, I don't think they are dating in Half-Life 2. I implore you to take a step back at the art you consume and the character dynamics you like and start really thinking on them in a deeper sense. What characters not only mean to you, but what they mean to each other. Now I know what you're thinking. Drew portalpilled, how does that prove that Barney is gay? All of that was just talking, really, just interpreting things. And I'd say, yup, that's what this is. This is me pointing out my favorite ship in Half-Life. But in all seriousness, think about it from an artistic perspective, right? Like, it's such an interesting story of these two having a long-lost relationship between each other, and then Gordon coming back after 20 years, Barney going like, holy shit, it's Gordon, I couldn't save him, I can save him now, I'm gonna save him, and Gordon just not being himself anymore. Despite Barney having gone through the 20 years of change, Barney hasn't changed, but Gordon has. Gordon is no longer the friendly best friend that Barney had, and that's gut-wrenching. That's heartbreaking, and something so emotional, I'd point it out to be like, that's some romance shit. Anyway, that's the read. I think they're gay. Thank you for watching this video. While I have you here, I do want to say I have a Patreon now if you'd like to support me. It's only $3, and alongside behind the scenes stuff for videos, you'll get your name read out at the end of the video. Like around here, like where I'm speaking right now. Join the Discord if you want to hang out with me and the rest of my community, and shit, why not leave a comment of your opinion on this video? Do that discussion shit. I've been portalpilled, and goodbye.